and we are going to talk about the story of the Trump and the Epstein father and the persistent fantasy of his downfall. Now, we know that Trump is going to be downfall day by day, every day, and we've seen this in our course since 2015, predicting the imminent downfall of Donald Trump has become a national spot in which French intellectual circles a prophetic exercise as predictable as it very wrong. Those who today confidently assure you that the Republican Party is irreversibly fracturing and the Epstein file could bring Trump down are the same people who in 2016 swore he would never be elected and who in 2021 after 6 January insisted he would be in prison within 6 months and he had no chance of returning to power. Let us pause for a moment on the facts. Donald Trump has never been so powerful. We are exceptions. The Republican Party follows him with near military discipline. The Epstein file, despite the media noise, are merely a bump in the road unless truly devastating revelations emerge. Trump with an prostitute, for example, that might trigger impeachment proceeding. It is highly likely that it will slide off him like so many other scandals before it. As for Major Taylor Greene, has brief rebellion is little more than political folklore. Even authoritarian leader experiences such episode. Those who still believe they see in her the beginnings of a meaningful internal revolt within the Republican Party would do well in changing their glasses or by some Trump mistake was promising during his campaign to release all the Epstein file and then refusing to do so once in office. The U-turn naturally fueled every suspicion, but the bipartisan vote in Congress, 427 representatives in the House and unanimity in the Senate does not reflect Republican rejection of Trump. It rather reveals their desire to keep a campaign promise in the face of voters who, since last spring, had begun to turn away from the president precisely because he had not kept the promise. Let us not forget that many of those elected officials are standing in the midterms. They did not want this issue to backfire on them. Donald Trump eventually flipped on the matter. He had little choice. The question now is whether everything will truly be revealed. It is highly likely that certain documents he would have preferred remain hidden will indeed come to light, but according to most well-informed American observers, nothing should genuinely endanger him. Embarrassing material certainly, but probably less serious than what awaits certain Democratic figures. Trump will emerge strengthened from the episode, and the few internal tension within the Republican Party will fade quickly. Let us stop fixation on the moment. Let's look at the big picture of the Trump and Epstein files. I will not return to the success achieved by the 47th President of the United States, at least in the eyes of his supporters. On both domestic and foreign fronts, I have written enough about his already. Of course, in the medium term, his policies will drive America into a war and cost it a significant part of its international influence. But for now, the authoritarian regime that he and J.D. Vance are putting in place with the help of people such as Susie Wiles, the White House Chief of Staff, as well on its way to becoming entrenched. Two recent developments attached to this emblematic of the New York billionaire strategic grip on the political and media landscape. First, the shutdown the Democrat yielded without the slightest concession. It is within the party of the donkey. Rather than that, one might speak of genuine features than this communication masterstroke warmly receiving Zohran Mamdani, the newly elected mayor of New York, who remained standing there like a little boy, frozen, smiling, almost complete, when the master of the house announced not a peace plan but a capitulation plan for Ukraine. So it is highly likely that Zelensky will have no choice but to more or less approve this plan. And if Trump secures a ceasefire or something that can be presented as much before the Christmas, as I have been predicting for months, he will triumph not only for the American domestic state but also internationally in the eyes of many actors. That's all the Trumps and his agenda are doing nowadays with America. Now America needs to stand against all of this and takes freedom from the Mr. President Donald J. Trump. See you in the next video.